So welcome to Maths with H. Today let's see how we can solve this question of yesterday. And this is a question on geometric progression. So we know that in a geometric progression we always have what we call the common ratio, okay? And first of all, let's recall the formula for the nth term of a geometric progression. And if you can recall that, we said that the nth term, which is given as Tn, is given as a r raised above n minus 1. So this is the nth term for a geometric progression. Remember, we are having this first one. This is the first term, which is your T1. Sometimes this first term is also known as your A, okay? And this is our second term, this is our T2, this is our third term, our T3, this is our fourth term, our T4, okay? So it continues like that. So our first term, which is T1 or A, that's this, okay? Now if you look at this, the way we can solve this is that we are going to start from the known, okay? Because we have two unknowns here. So let's start with the known. The known here are the first term and the fourth term, okay? So we know that the first term is given to us, which is our A is 5, but we don't know what T2 is, the second term, and T3 is, which is the third term. So we know that our T4 is 40, so we can start with that. T4, remember this 4 now is taking the place of this n. So when we slot that in into this formula, I'm going to have n going to be 4 minus 1. Can you see that? Okay, now I'm going to replace the value T4 now as 40. I'm going to replace my A as 5. So let's go. T4, which is 40, is equal to my A. The A is what? Is 5, okay? Then R, which I don't know yet. Then 4 minus 1, which is 3. And when you divide both sides by 5, we'll be having that 8 is equal to R cubed. And when you take the cube root of both sides, we're going to have that cube root of 8 is equals to R cubed. So is equal to R, okay? To get rid of this cube, we take this cube root of both sides, and therefore that gives us that R is equal to cube root of 8 is 2. So I've gotten the common ratio as 2. So having gotten the common ratio, we can now get our U and V. And how do we get our U and V? We use this formula again. Remember that our U is our T2, right? That's the second term. So we're going to say that T2, we slot in this 2 into this formula. This formula should always be your guide, okay? This formula should always be your guide. So let's, our second term, which is T2. So let's put everything. You can see this 2 is taking the place of n. So when we put it down here, we're having A. Our A now, remember that our A is 5. Okay, let me just write it first. A. Then we're having n now, which is 2 minus 1. And so we are having T2, which is A now, which is 5 times, I've gotten our R now as 2, okay? So I'm having 2, then 2 minus 1, that is 1, okay? So which means that our T2, which is the same thing as our U, is 5 times 2, and that is 10. I've gotten our U. So we can as well get our V. Our V is T3. So when we do the same thing for our V, T3, if 3 takes the place of n here, we are having A. Our A is 5. Our R is 2. Raised to the power of n now, which is 3. 3 minus 1. Okay. So we already know how to do that. So I'm having 5 into 2. 3 minus 1 is 2. So that we'll be having 5 into 4. And the answer is what? 5 times 4, that's 20. So which means that our T3, which is also the same thing as our V, is equal to 20. So this is the solution to this problem. I hope you've gained value from this. Thank you for watching. Have a great day. Don't forget to follow this page and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Thanks. Bye.